Hey everybody, Rachel here from Rachthestamper.com, and today I'm going to show you a really cute box and a card with the Snailed It bundle. Now I'm also going to bring in the Darling Donkeys because I'm going to use the Hey There Friend, It's Your Birthday, because tomorrow's my birthday. Well, when you're watching this, it'll probably be my birthday, so I figured I'll do a birthday card for myself because I think this stamp set, actually this bundle, is super cute. It also has these really great, do I have them right here? I had them right here. Here they are. Has these really great little embellishments. So they're white and red. So this would be a great set you could use for Valentine's as well. But the other thing that's really cool about it, and you'll see, it has some coordinating dies. I did a whole bunch of dies. I just sat down one day and stamped a whole bunch of stuff. You can actually use this really large piece here. So you could use the postage stamp punch to punch out the Happy Mail, but you can actually fit it around. I just die cut it twice. So what I did was I actually did like a partial die cut because I cut it out where I wanted it, and then I moved it and just die cut the other part of it. So you could do partial die cut, which is this piece here. You can also use the dies to cut out the DSP. It's got lots of possibilities. One other thing I wanted to show you, and let me put, what was that? That didn't want to go with there. I was trying to make sure I don't have it for my card, but I also stamped the little mushroom set. So you can see I die cut this out. I originally just stamped it in black, but what I did was, and this is a little unusual, I went in with the watercolor pencils and I actually colored this in with watercolor pencils. So I used the white, I used the melon, I used navy, and I think it was Granny Apple Green. Yeah. So I used those colors, and then I actually just used my blender pen to kind of spread the color out a little bit. Now, you could go back if you wanted to make this whiter. So I'll go and show you. If you continue adding layers on, you can actually make the spots really, really white. But this is just basically stamped on just jade cardstock in Memento ink because I wasn't planning on coloring it in this way, but then I was just sitting around here at my desk looking, and I thought that would be a really cool idea. So it can really make things stand out. And then you could do the same thing. Let's see if I can find like a weird color. So Daffodil Delight, I'll show you on the other mushroom up here. And it kind of gives you like a bright color, but almost gives you like an unusual tone that maybe you wouldn't think. And then I'm going to grab Coastal Cabana. I don't know what this will look like, but it might look kind of neat. So here's a little mushroom. And then if you want, what you can do is you can take your blender pen if you felt like you wanted to kind of soften it a little bit and kind of just blend those colors together. And I actually kind of brought it in a little bit to the edge of the daffodil, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. Just make sure when you use your blender pen that you wipe it off afterwards in between colors so you don't smudge if you don't want to. But so anyway, well, that was the die cut. I just found it was easier to hold it still in there. So another good idea. Never really think about using watercolor pencils on colored cardstock, but especially with the white. The other thing you can do with white, I'm going to just show you this just since I thought of it, and I probably have not mentioned this before, but you can actually, if you've added white, you can add some layer and color over top. So I'm going to just put just a little bit of flamingo. Now, it's never going to be quite as dark, but it kind of gives you the opportunity to lay some other color on it. So I'll bring that up so you can see. So it kind of fills in the spots a little bit. And then again, let me just make sure this is nice and clean. You can take your blender pen and you can kind of blend it out and it'll soften it a little bit. So it kind of gives it like a really, it's hard to describe. I don't want to say ethereal because that's not what I mean. It's like an Alice in Wonderland-y look. It's kind of psychedelic. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. So another cool idea. If you've never done this before, definitely give it a try. So I'm going to pop this in here. I'll use that for something else. Okay, so we're going to make, I have all of this stuff kind of already ready. I just haven't really finished it yet. So this is some of that really cute designer series paper. So I went with the same for both. So I have Bermuda Bay, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Then I have a piece of DSP. So you see the mushrooms, and then the other side says hello, bonjour. It's very cute. So you could use either side, 4 by 5 1/4. I cut out a Whisper White. This is that full kind of postage square. And then I just went through and cut a whole bunch of different shapes out of scraps. So I have red, and actually I did want to get this out. I forgot I was going to use it. I'm going to pop that in there too, just for the heck of it. So I have red, Flirty Flamingo, and then this just jade piece. So what I was going to do, originally I was going to use the hello But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Hey There Friend. So my plan is, let's put this to the side. Actually, I should probably move my book while we're at it. So my plan is to stamp the sentiment up here, and then kind of going to plan out what I think I'm going to do. And then I'll put something else on the inside. So maybe like this. And I might put this up here. So I want to put Hey There Friend. So I may have to rearrange a little bit, but I'm actually going to stamp this in real red. So let me slide this down. So you can actually get this stamp set, the Darling Donkeys, free with a $50 purchase during Celebration. Celebration is a little different this year. It runs, I'm going to pay attention so I can stamp this. Oh, super cute. It runs through February 28th of 2021. So what they're doing is, instead of having a longer celebration, they're actually going to have it twice this year. So that's pretty fun. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my mushroom down. And it's funny that I say that now. I'm thinking about Alice in Wonderland. The mushroom, of course. So I'm going to see where I want that. Looks pretty cute there. We'll put this other one. Kind of just put a little bit of glue. And this is a really fun set because it's really very, very playful, which I think is adorable. And don't really need a ton of adhesive. You could also have die cut these with the foam sheets. I really wouldn't use dimensionals, only because you'd probably only be able to put it here, but you could do the foam sheets and then you could adhere them all over the place. Now I am going to use a little dimensional on this heart just to give it a little something. I'm looking at my scissors and they're right in front of me. So I want to put this little, oops, piece of a dimensional onto this heart. So just cute. Another thing you can do with the watercolor pencils, and I should have mentioned this earlier because this is another really easy thing that you can do, is you can actually kind of activate them with Wink of Stella. So I'm actually going to just go over this so it kind of has like a really fun, shiny look to it. And I don't want to go in anything light without cleaning off my brush here. Just one second. I'm going to just add a little bit of sparkle to that white. So kind of almost with the white and then the Stella and then that little bit of pink, it almost looks like a purpley. There we go. And maybe just a teeny bit on this red. I can't remember if that was red that I used. I think it was red. I don't think it was cherry cobbler. So just a little bunch of mushrooms, which is cute. And then for this, I already, like I said, I already scored this and everything. So I'm going to just put some adhesive here. Make sure you hit the edge. And I'm also getting ready. So I'm making this video for tomorrow, and I'm actually going to do all of the posting because I got about 5 addresses for my 12 days giveaways. So if you haven't already, make sure you check my blog, which is rachthestamper.com, and there is a page there that says January 2021 winners. So make sure you check that out. See if your name is there. I haven't picked all of the winners yet just because it was really, really time consuming. So if you don't see your name, you never know. Hang in there. You still might have a good fighting chance to win something. Lord knows I have plenty of stuff to get rid of, so this won't be the last time. I'm actually celebrating my 5-year Stampin' Up! Anniversary. Coincidentally, is the day after my birthday because I joined Stampin' Up! As a gift to myself 5 years ago because I bought so much stuff I figured I might as well just buy it at a discount. It's a great time to sign up right now with Celebration, so if that's something if you're interested in, and I'm just going to kind of put this silly on there. You can pick $125 worth of absolutely anything in the catalog. Ships free, and it costs just $99. There is absolutely no obligation to sell anything. That's a little small. So you don't have to sell anything at all. You can just buy for the discount. You can do the starter kit and never buy another thing. Not that you probably would, but because that's what I said. And you see here I am, but you really don't have to do this. I just figured I like doing it. That's kind of why. And I want to make sure this is sideways. So I'm just going to say, hey there, friend. And it's your birthday. Okay, so plenty of room to write nice sentiment, because I always tend to stamp my sentiments just a little bit too big, and then I never have room to write, because I always write like a book of stuff in people's cards. I don't know if anybody else does that or if it's just me, but I start writing and then I think, you know, I do this every single time, and it truly is honest every single time. I always should put 2 papers, because what'll happen is I'll start writing over here, and I should have made myself another panel and started here and continued my book on this side, because that's about how much I usually write in people's cards. But anyway, this is a really cute and simple card. So to go along with it, we're going to make a little box. So I will post all the measurements for this on my blog. This measures 10.5 by 5. Very simple. On the 5-inch side, you're going to score at 1 inch and 4 inches, or you can just score at 1 inch, flip it, and score at 1 inch again. So really easy. And then you're going to score at 2, 5, 7, and 10. So really, really simple. So I have this already scored. So I'm just going to fold. This is a really easy box. And you can fill this with some treats to go along with your card. As you can see, it's in Bermuda Bay, so it's all coordinating. I also have my detailed trio punch, because I originally designed this box. And what I did, hopefully you'll find this funny, I only measured enough for one side flap. Is that not the silliest thing you've ever heard? So I'm going to look at my template here just to make sure. I will share with you. Look at this, a one-sided template. Gotta love that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut to the score lines on all of these. Oops, I cut a little snag in my paper. Same thing over here. Oh my gosh, I have got to stop doing that. I keep forgetting these are brand new scissors. They are massively sharp. Okay, so this piece is going to come off. So I'm going to just wedge this, get rid of that. So we want the little flap, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're actually going to round this. So I'm going to use my detailed trio and fold that back. And I'm going to round this flap and this flap. So I'm rounding those 2. And then I want to go back. Hold on, because I want to try and do this. Go back and do this one. Hold on, that should work. Hang on 1 second. Let's see. Trying to remember how I got that in there. There you go. You want to make sure you get it all the way to the end. So basically what I did is fold it in half and then just fold this little flap here back so it's out of the way. And give yourself a minute. Really make sure you have it pressed into the corner so you can round that, okay? So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and wedge these in. Now, normally I don't round the flaps, but when it closes, it looks really cute. So that's why I decided to do it that way. So I'm just going to trim this. Wedge that. I'll show you what this looks like before I go any further. Make sure I have this correct. Okay, so this is the top, and then basically what's going to happen is it's going to fold in like this, and then this one is going to be, you know what, I wanted to round this. That's what I was thinking. I want to round, so I'm going to round this and this. So I'm just going to do the same thing again. I'm going to fold this in half, and then I'm folding this flap out of the way. And same here, fold it in half. I'm going to fold this one back. This is a little crooked. Let me just trim this so it doesn't look lopsided when I round it. And if you have a different corner rounder, you can certainly use that. But since we don't have, I'm going to fold this in. Since we don't have the other one anymore, which quite frankly, a lot of times I found that it gave you wonky corners. Try that one more time. Yeah, that lines up better. All right, then I just have to do this back one. So folding it down, just bringing this flap out of the way. There you go. Okay, so basically what I'm going at for this one, so you can skip this step if you don't want to do it, is just so both of these little pieces are folded over and they look cute. That's all I was going for. Okay, so this is going to be, I'll show you here. We are going to glue this down. This is going to be the front of our box right here. So this is the top. So I did go ahead and cut out some DSP, so I'm going to just attach that. So I have a piece of the snail. I just picked something really fun. This measures 2 7/8 squared, so 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then I have 2 pieces that measure 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. So this one's going to be for here, and I'm actually going to make sure this goes correct direction-wise, and then you don't need one for the bottom. So I'm going to flip these over, and even this side's really fun too. You want to make sure you get your glue to the edge. Okay, so I'm gonna, oops, flip this. Oh, goodness gracious. Don't worry, the glue will dry. Here's that one. Just gonna, it's good. So these two are going to look opposite because this is going to be the back. So you're going to be like, oh, they don't match. They're not supposed to, because this is the top. And then this is the back flap. You don't need one on the bottom, but we do want one on the other side. So this one's going to look, let me see, make sure I'm doing this correctly. Yeah, this one's going to go this way. Good. Okay. So here. And then this can kind of go either way. It can go inside. If you wanted to, you could also trim down a little piece and put it on the flap. It kind of depends. I haven't put it together that far yet to see what I want to do. So I'm going to put a little piece of adhesive on here and here, just on the bottom. You could even, if you wanted to, put it on this part, but you just don't want it to go across the middle. You just want it on these 2 little spots here. So let's see how we're going to do that. I think I'm just going to use tear and tape. And I'm going to use a small piece. Put one here, 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 and here. All right. Okay, so we're going to pull this off. Release paper is much more fun when you have really sticky dry glue fingers. All right, so here's one. So I'm just pulling that flap in. And here's 2. So it looks weird because it's rounded, but I was trying to just do something different. Instead of just like a full-on boxy side, I was just trying to go for something that looked like a little bit more, I don't really want to say fancy, but kind of fancy pretty. And you can see this is a pretty good size box. So just to give you a better idea, let me see what I have that may fit in here. I probably should have brought some more stuff. Obviously it's way too big for this. Ooh, this might fit. I wonder if it'll be a little bit, just a little too tall, but that's a pretty good size of like the girth of the box. It's just a little bit too high. Here's my gold dusting brush. This will almost fit in here. So you can fit, it is pretty good size because it's about 3 by 3. So it is a fairly good size to fit a good amount of stuff. You could put in some lip gloss, some chocolate. I would love chocolate, but anyway, so we're going to put this down here. So that's how it's going to close. Now these flaps aren't going to stay down unless you do something with them with some ribbon, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in some ribbon to this just to kind of tie the whole thing together. So we do still have, this is part of, and forgive me, I can never remember the name of this, but this is a flowers, field of flowers, flowers for every season. This goes with that. So one nice thing about this is it's white. So you could either leave it white. If you wanted to, you could even dye it so it would be a color of something that you're doing here. But I'm going to leave it white just for the simplicity because we have the box that's very colorful. And make sure this is lining up correctly. There we go. And the card that's very colorful as well. So I'm going to tie this. I'm going to just do a pretty simple bow. Just like that. Making sure my ends are staying. I'm going to just trim this with my very, very sharp scissors. Okay, so this is going to have a little better form when it actually has something in it, so don't mind that it's not tightly formed. I'm going to fix that bow a little bit. Let me see. I'm going to try this one more time. I can't do backwards today. I'm doing it backwards, so I can't do the backwards. There we go. That looks better. It'd look even better if it didn't have little glues stuck to it. But anyway, that's adorable. Now you can certainly add something to this if you wanted to, but I think this paper is really cute, so it almost makes me not want to add anything to it, just to not take away from it. Another thing, and I'll show you this, let me put the card here, because I have so many little things. We could even add a little cute snail, or I have lots of other little hearts. Oh, how about we'll add this? We'll add a little, that little tiny mushroom, and come on out here, little heart. And a heart, and I'm going to add one of the other hearts too from the embellishments. Okay, we have that. So I'm going to just pop these on just with a little glue dot. I'll put one right on the back of the stem here for the mushroom. And I'll put one on with the heart. Okay, and let me grab these. And my resin hearts. Do you have red or white? Since I have a Bermuda Bay, no, actually that's just jade. I think I'm just going to pop a white one on there. Geez. Normally wouldn't be putting these on with my scissors, but I didn't get my take your pick out. Probably should. Come on, Rach. Get it together. You're in the home stretch. Get my old handy dandy paper piercer out. Just like that. Really, really adorable. So a little card. Give your friend a little treat box. This is really bugging me now. Did I not? Maybe I didn't push this in far enough when I was putting it, because only this one side's sticking out wonky. But anyway, that's what it looks like. Thank you guys so very much for joining me today. I hope you have. Things are falling from the sky. That's when you know it's time to wrap up your video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you'd like to get any of these supplies or join my team, you can find lots more information on my website, rachthestamper.com. If you have any questions about joining as a team member, please let me know. You can reach me at rachthestamper@gmail.com. I hope to hear from you guys soon. I would love to hear comments on what you think about this little project. And if you have any suggestions for a project you'd like to see made, let me know. Thanks for watching.